Hey, this is Retired Geek Woman, and this is Skyrim Playthrough Part 5. We're going to continue where we left off last time. We had finished up Sarthal, and we came to Barna to go ahead and sell as much stuff as we could. And I also wanted to make sure that the next few quests that we do are grouped together in the same basic locations. So that's why I'm kind of checking here to make sure that the miscellaneous quests that I want to do are marked. And that, and again, when you do miscellaneous quests, you have to make sure that you go into the miscellaneous quest list and mark the ones that you want the pointer to show you where they are. And so we come on out here and we're going to grab our horses. I remembered Macario's has a brown saddle and mine has a black saddle. So looking around for it and finally find my no-name horse, and we're going to get loaded up to head out. So my initial place that I had planned to head was Windhelm. And the reason is I had a number of quests there that I wanted to finish up, or at least show some progress that where I had been. So that's where we're going to head. And as always, when we're going along through here, there's always the wolves to contend with, and they're everywhere. So it's kind of annoying that you have to stop, or you can keep running and either Macario will knock him off with his sword while he's mounted on his horse, or I just have to run far enough that they stop chasing after me. And you'll notice that a lot of times here I will pass goats that are alive. I really don't like killing goats. It's like killing the deer. I just don't like to. They're not aggressive. They're not monsters or anything. So what I do is if they're already dead, then I check them for the goat horns that I need later. If I find that I'm still needing more, then I'll stop and go ahead and kill some, but I really don't like to. There was a courier that passed us, and he said he had no time. He was making deliveries, no time for chatting. I wanted to make sure he didn't have any messages for me because I've been so busy and running along and not slowing down. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't any messages that I needed to receive from him. And I got my new fancy staff and knock off a wolf pretty easily here. And then I checked the goat to see if there's any horns for us, and there weren't any. So it's time to continue on our way. So I went, instead of going all the way back to the horses, I just run ahead a little bit. And then I also, when I do that, I want to make sure there's nothing, 30 feet ahead of us that we're going to have to stop and kill anyway. So get that fancy animation there of our horses rearing up and ready to go. And off we go on to our next piece of our journey, which is to find our way to Windhelm. And it's, of course, very cold and snowy up here. So I can't wait to get down a little further where there's not so much cold and snow and wind and snow and cold. So getting a theme here, I don't like it. So it's okay. I ignore the terrain and the climate for the just to enjoy the game itself. And we got a couple of wolves that are attacking us here, and I'm glad the horses didn't run off yet. There they went. So I got to help out Macario a little bit. He's been leveling up with us since pretty early on, although we haven't leveled a whole lot. I think we're still, level 5? And that's okay. We are going to, we hit level 10, we're going to make some changes. And but for now, he's pretty good backup for us. And helps us out most of the time. Sometimes I don't know what the heck he's doing, and I look around and he's off doing something else. So irregardless, we'll hang on to him for a little while longer. So you'll see me occasionally checking my map just to make sure You know, still want to stop and check out a cave? He always says that when you pass a cave. And the answer, of course, not at this time, because I had a focus. I was headed towards Windhelm to continue on our journey. And every once in a while, I'll pass someone and they'll say something and it'll make me stop. In this particular case, I didn't need to. I just decided to continue on my way. And then we came upon this fort, and my thinking was that generally they're bandits or whatever, and they're not too terribly difficult, and that we can get some extra stuff. So I decided to stop and watch this kill. Oh my gosh, Macario hits him with the spell, and he goes flying, and his bow goes bouncing, and it just made me laugh out loud because of how that looked. And you should back this up and look at that again. So anyway, I decided to go inside here and make sure everybody was dead. There's some conjurers, so that could get us some interesting and good loot. A conjurer has a ward spell that's kind of getting in the way. It's like, that's why they use them, I guess. So you would use a ward spell in one hand and a different spell in the other, which could be a good combination for you. But once their magicka wears out, then you eventually are able to go ahead and kill them, and that's what I did. So I'm just trying to pick up some extra loot here. That was the whole purpose of me stopping. And I wasn't sure. I didn't want to go inside this fort because that would be a lot longer than I needed. Found a fire salt there, so I was kind of excited about that. But I just didn't want to spend the time to go inside. So instead, I just looked around here and see what I could grab quickly from what was laying around the area. And then I thought I heard something. Yeah, there is someone else up top, it looked like. And I think Macario killed him, so I thought I would just run up there and see who it was and if I could get any loot off of them. Again, I didn't want to go inside to spend any time there, but I couldn't find the person that Macario killed. I kind of looked around there. Is he up there? No, there's a skeleton up there. So I went ahead and checked the skeleton and grabbed whatever. But then I felt like, you know what? We've spent plenty of time here to get a few items to sell, and it's time to go on our way and get out of here. So everything else is dead. So again, I checked my log. Where am I going? To make sure that I'm still on track for wherever I'm going. So I do like it that when you hit that key to open up your quest, everything stops so that you don't end up being attacked while you're checking your quest log and doing other things. I've played other games recently where they're still attacking you no matter what you're doing. It doesn't stop the action, and I know a lot of people like that. I personally don't, just because I'm not a good fighter and never have been. And I play games that have fighting in them because it's part of the game, but it's not my main goal in any way, shape, or form. So we head on down here, this narrow path way to get to where we're going. And up ahead, I see that there's something going on. I'm not sure what it is. I don't remember seeing these guys before. And all of a sudden, I've got a new quest. Balance of power, and it says that there's bandits who have strange weapons and armor. They're the bandits the Khajiit caravan merchant was rumored to have trouble with. I don't remember that. I guess I never come across the Khajiit telling me that. So I thought, well, okay, a few bandits. We can handle a few bandits, right? And then they started attacking me, and I'm doing very little damage. I don't know where Macario is. I don't have a lot of power yet. My skills are still pretty low, and all of a sudden I'm back into a corner and I'm getting a message I'm about ready to die. So I very quickly grab one of my few remaining minor healing potions. Since we haven't gotten too far into the game and we're not going too much dungeon crawling, I don't have a whole lot of that, and I just suddenly noticed I'm about dead again. So I used my last remaining potions to try and kill this some kind of bandit leader, and my staff is out of charge, and I'm out of magic, and I'm just kind of frantic here. And Mercurio finally saves the day, kills the last one. Investigate the Seducer bandit camp. That's my next part of this unwanted quest that I seem to have gotten myself into. So I thought, well, okay, we'll invest. Maybe we've done whatever it is, and then I find out, wait a minute, there's something up top, and it's attacking us. So I decided to run on up here, and maybe this is the camp that I'm supposed to investigate. And so there is another bandit there. He's shooting at us, and I'm taking a good bit of damage from this thing. So, you know, usually the creatures in the game are kind of your level. I'm playing on super easy, so this was kind of a shocker for me, to be bombarded by whatever it is that's attacking me and kind of doing some major damage to me. And so now there's a bug in a cage. It's like, I don't understand what's going on here, who these people are, and why they have a bug in a cage. So I go ahead and investigate the camp a little bit. The weapons seem to be worth quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and pick them up here and look around and see if there's anything that I can gain here from this off-the-wall quest. And again, there's a bandit cage key. I assume that opens that cage over there. Again, the weapons and the armor here seem to be worth quite a bit, so I just kind of gather everything up and then look around and see if and I go ahead and read the note on the hidden treasure. And now I got a new quest: investigate Crystal Drift Cave, apparently. Okay, so eventually I'll find that place. So, you know, I'm not sure what else to do here. And if I want to continue on with this, whatever this is. So I marked that I marked the Seducer's bandit camp because I think it's right near where I am. So I thought, well, okay, maybe we can do something really quickly over there. So I keep saying that to myself in this strange little quest thing that we got going on. And then we open this up and find this Ultra nymph, and you can have a conversation with it, sort of. It squeaks answers to you. And I don't know, do you want to come with me? Would you like to follow me? If you want to, you can follow me. Do you want to be my pet? I had no idea. I've never seen this, and I was kind of half afraid to have it follow me. I didn't know if it would dump off Mercurio, and I'm kind of frustrated. It's like, I don't want to be on this quest. I don't want to be having. I don't want to get so sidetracked. Sometimes I don't mind being sidetracked, especially if it's something quick that I can do. But I had no idea where this was going. I decided that I would, follow this just a little bit further on to see if there's something quick that we can end up with. But I was kind of leery since I just almost died. I had not saved for a while, and I would have been super, super annoyed. So, again, I'm just looking around. I thought I was at the camp, and I thought, well, I've investigated the camp. I'm going to take these ingots here. Again, we'll be using those later for building our house. But there's really nothing else here of value that I could tell. And again, thought I was at the camp. So I was a little bit confused on what have I missed. It said investigate the camp. Hey, we'll take the 15 gold and a very expensive necklace, gold necklace. We'll take all that. But that didn't seem to satisfy the quest that was still showing in my quest log. So I decided maybe we should take a little bit closer look. And one thing that I forget to do sometimes is when you look at the map, look at the L, you hit L and look at the local map, and it brings up a much closer view, like if you're in a town or something, as opposed to the world map. So I did that and realized, no, I wasn't actually at the camp. And then I realized there's something else here. There's a journal, the bandit's journal, the Seducer's bandit leader's journal. And so then I realized I had investigated the camp. I need to read his journal. Okay, now we'll read the journal. And now I'm supposed to locate Svarig Seducer's bandit camp. So apparently there was one camp and there's another camp involved with this. And again, I'd never seen this quest before. I'm not sure where it got added. But it doesn't mean that, it doesn't really mean that much. I've never played much of the game very far, but I've been through this path here many, many times, and I don't recall seeing this before. So that's okay. We're going to collect some more items. These are the guys that we killed right before we went up to the little campsite there. And so we're collecting the items. Again, you're supposed to locate that camp, and it looks like it's right across the way from where we are. So I realized there is another location. So I thought, okay, what the heck? Let's go check it out. Looking for goat horn still. So we'll just keep going along here for a little while longer. And at some point I'm going to lose patience with it because it's not in my current plan. A lot of people just play willy-nilly, whatever you come across. I tend to have a plan, and I get very frustrated when my plan gets sidetracked too much, and this was feeling like I was getting sidetracked a little bit too much. But I thought, well, we've come this far, maybe we can just finish things up here. I finally find this other camp, and this time I wisely saved, because last time I almost got killed, which was very frustrating, and used up, I think, all of my health potions. So you come up here, and now we got to defeat someone. It's like, oh, okay. It's very confusing. I hope I didn't do something wrong, but it said to defeat him, so looks like we did that. Way back there, Mercurio staying way back. Oh yeah, he was helping me. I just saw one of his spells go past me. So instead of getting in front of him, I guess I got out of his way so he could help. There's still somebody, there's still a bandit that is shooting at us, and we need to take care of him pretty quick here so that we don't end up dead. Yeah, we finally got him. So now we need to go check this one that we had killed, the leader. Svarig's journal. And he had all kinds of weird stuff. Some weird fruit that was worth quite a bit, and scroll, and some pretty valuable weapons and armor. So I decided let's go check it out. I also wanted to check his journal, because that was one of the things that we were supposed to do. So I completed reading the journal, and I left it up, and I did turn the page. I was thinking there's got to be another page here. Sometimes I don't read the books like I should to get the story that I should. Sometimes I do. This case I was getting very frustrated, and then I realized, okay, now I've got a new one called Restoring Order, a new quest in my quest guide. So at this point I just want to check and make sure there isn't any valuable items or loot up here that I could grab. Again, the armors and weapons. Are there any? There's a draught of extra magicka, so that raises our magicka level. I grabbed that death bell because I'm pretty sure that there's a quest that I'll be getting in the not too distant future where I need death bells, and that's what I was thinking in my head at the time. There's a Daedra heart in the bowl worth 250. So Daedra hearts are pretty valuable, and so I grabbed it just in case. Opened an empty barrel because I'm like very frustrated, and I should have done is mine that ore right there. But I was just thinking, oh my gosh, what do we need to do now? And I'm thinking, I don't want to do any of this now. I really want to get back to what I had been doing earlier. So I decided, let's look at where we are and where we need to go. let's get back on track. I'll come back to that at a later point and figure out what that was all about. I mean, it's just something I'd never seen before and got me off track of where I was actually going. So I decide, let's leave this for now. We'll come back to it. I'm sure there's a whole backstory there. I give a horn call to get our horses back so that we can make our way onto Windhelm. And at this point, I think that I'm pretty well loaded down. And I know that I could give stuff to Mercurio. I know I can put stuff in my pack. Putting stuff in my horse pack is great for like temporary storage, like holding the things I'm going to use to build my house. But it's really inconvenient for things I'm going to be selling. So, like for instance, dragon bones. They're really super heavy. Well, what I usually end up doing is giving them to my follower, because my follower comes into a shop with me. So I can take everything I've got to sell and then sell it, and then turn to Mercurio and grab the dragon bones, for instance, and that way I've got more things to sell. Unfortunately, the merchants have so little gold, and those things are so valuable that I get very frustrated with that. But usually, if I know if I've got dragon bones to sell, I'll get right up to the merchant. I'll have Mercurio get as close to me as possible so that I don't have to walk, because I'll be super overloaded. Grab the dragon bones and then sell them first, because they're the most heaviest and very valuable items. Not the most valuable items, obviously, that you would have to sell, but pretty valuable. So that's kind of how I handle selling stuff and dealing with so much heavy things like dragon bones. But we haven't come across any dragons for a while. I mean, we kind of had a little short trip to the College of Mages College, and one little dungeon there. And so we haven't explored a whole lot. We haven't had a whole lot of fighting, which is one reason why our level is still pretty low. We haven't done much to raise it, so we'll get there eventually. And I think that we're going to come up here, and there's, of course, wolves up ahead. So it's a matter of, do we want to ignore them and run, or do we want to kill them and go check out the goat they just killed for us? So, the good thing about the wolves is that they do kill the goats, and I can go check the goats and see if I got any horns. Ooh, amethyst on that one. So that was worth it. Amethyst and other gems don't weigh very much. Yes, we got a horn. The amethyst, and I find out I'm too heavy. I should have just ignored it. It said I was too heavy to run. It didn't say I was too heavy to be able to move. So I could have had a nice slow walk into Windhelm, but I opted to dump a few things here. Just a couple items is all we needed to get us down below our weight limit. And Mercurio, where have you been? Way back there? Jeez. So I decided to check the horse's pack and see what I had in here in my inventory of items that we were going to be using for the house. Any ingots that I've collected, any goat horns, deer antlers, a few of those things. That Eye of the Saber Cat, that was an item that I meant to put in there and I forgot. That's okay, I'll get it next time. But I wanted to, the leather strips that we found, I just wanted to lighten my pack a little bit real quick while I was standing here. I forget sometimes, and then all of a sudden I've got tons of stuff that I really meant to put in my horse that I've forgotten to put on the horse. So I'm just kind of going through here real quick and seeing what I have that I can tuck away. Any more ingots there. We've got quite a few staves. We probably ought to sell them when we get to the right person that we can sell those kinds of things to. I haven't got a very good handle on where I can sell magic items like staves, and that's kind of the main thing really that I need to find out, where I can sell those items to. I think some of the general merchants will take them, or Not sure yet. So I don't recall, in this present moment, I do not recall where I should be selling those items. And I haven't determined which ones I want to sell yet. We're not finding, since we're not dungeon crawling very much, we don't have very many soul gems. So I don't have a lot of opportunity to recharge the ones that I would be using the most. And at this point, I don't know which one I'll be using the most. I have to evaluate them and see which ones give me the power that I need. So we finally arrive at Windhelm, and we've got a number of things that we're going to do here. And I'm pretty sure it's still in the middle of the night. I am pretty sure. So what I did here is I wanted to check and see where is the where I can stay, and it's right in front of me if I had just paid attention, but it was dark and I wasn't paying attention. I don't think I'd stay here before in this playthrough, and I couldn't remember where the inn was. So I found the inn, and it's time to get a bed and sleep until morning, where we can go back out and sell some of our stuff and further along our quests a little bit. So I rent a room, and of course I back up so that she says she can show me the room. If you don't back up, then you kind of block her, and it's pretty tight in some of these inns and different places, but I want her to show it to me, so she does. Unfortunately, you can't take all the cool stuff on the shelves, even though you've rented it. And it is midnight, so I was correct. So I want to sleep till about 8 o'clock in the morning, so that we can go sell our stuff before we head over to finish some quests and things. And we awake feeling well rested. And you'll get that message, and it will vary depending upon if it's your own bed, if it's a rented bed, if you are married and have a spouse and you slept with a spouse. So it gives you different messages, and we'll be able to see some of those later on. So I want to head over here and see what we can get sold here real quick. I didn't see that the blacksmith hadn't hit their location yet, but I do want to go in this room, in this building, because over to the right is one of the items we need for the crazy alchemist in Riften. That's her soul gem there, and I can take that because it's not a stolen item. So I think that is the second item of the 3 that she gives us. I want to check here and see what can we sell out that we may have that he will take. Also, I'm checking for fire salts, and he doesn't have any. So I'm always checking the alchemist for fire salts. And I'm looking at this stuff, and it's like, what the heck is this? Because I don't do much alchemy. I'm trying to decide, is this something that I should hold on to? And I decide not to. I need the gold more than I need whatever that thing was. I figured, yeah, there'll be another one someday, right? I hang on to the Danger Heart for now. And I'm just looking here and see salmon steak. We don't need that. So just get rid of a handful of items. And he's like, what are you standing there? Go give me that white vial. I'm like, okay, I'll get to it. Just give me a chance. I noticed that it looks like the blacksmith is back in his spot now. So I'm going to try to see what I can sell here and get rid of as much of the heavy stuff as possible. Arrows don't weigh anything, but I don't use them. But I want them. I want to get rid of the clutter as much as possible. Some of that 22 weight, and it costs 194. We get 194 for it. So we're getting a good bit of gold here. We're up. We'll be over 4,000. Yeah, over 4,000 in no time, with those very expensive items. And again, I'm trying to pick, quick glance at the heavy stuff as quickly as possible. I want to get on with it. So, and he's down to 74 gold. So we're gonna get him down to just pretty much nothing. And that's why I come down here, and it's like, I don't want to sell. You can sell things for less than like if I sold something for 100 and he only had 74, I would ask me, do you want to sell this for 74? So unless I'm just dying for space, I go ahead and do that. In this case, I didn't. We go over to this general merchant, and she was going to buy a more variety of items. And when I first pulled her up, it didn't say, you know, what have you for sale, and then it popped in. So it's either that I screwed up. Just double checking to see if she's got books. I wanted to see if she had any that I can use. So I go down to my stuff, and I go for the weapons first because I know she'll buy them, and I know they're heavy. So we're going to get rid of some of those. Hang on to the staves for now. A war axe, we're going to get her down in gold too. She doesn't have a ton. And we just increased our speech. So that was a good thing. She's got 400 left, so we're going to go to the apparel area and try to get rid of some of that. Unfortunately, she's getting so low on her gold, that I'm like, ugh, I don't know what to sell to get the most, you know, the free up the most weight for the most gold. And I decided that armor, I had 3 of those armor things, and they're very expensive. So I decided to wait, just get rid of some stuff, and it's going to take her gold down pretty low here. And the thing is, she buys such a wide variety of things that other merchants don't buy. So I'm trying to balance out between, you know, what will she buy, the others that won't buy, with the limited amount of gold that I have. And you can see she's down to almost nothing. And so I'm like, okay, I can sell 1 or 2 of those. And she's down to 11, but we're up over 5,000, so that's good. I'm trying to get as much as we can, as fast as we can. And we're done with her.
Thank you for your custom.
So now it's like, oh yes, we are supposed to be. We killed Ice Wraith up on in the hills. We're supposed to go there to talk to I think it's Galmar, about our loyalty to the Stormcloaks, which of course we have. But we had to prove it, apparently. So back to the Palace of the Kings. And it seems like the Jarl and Galmar are constantly having disagreements between the two of them. I mean, you could stand here all day long and they would argue.
And damn the moot.
Don't get too far ahead.
Macario jumps in. Don't get too far ahead. He says that all the time.
She'll hand Skyrim over to the elves on a silver
And then you
plate.
look back and it's like, okay, what did you want me to do? Stand here? And, you know, he's very frustrating. His snarkiness gets to me after a while.
No, but this one.
So they're having some kind of a conversation about some kind of crown.
It will be the symbol of the righteousness of our cause. Think about it.
And Galmar believes it exists, and the Jarl isn't quite so sure.
You're alive.
And Galmar is so surprised that we're alive.
I have to admit, I didn't
It's like,
think we'd be seeing you again.
did you mean for me to
I
die?
misjudged you.
Jeez Louise.
Definitely Stormcloak material. It's time we made this official.
At this point, he's wanting us to make an oath to the Stormcloaks and the Claws. And it really, at this point, you are choosing sides. So if you're going to join the side of your Ulrich Stormcloak and become one of the Stormcloaks, you have to make an oath that you are going to do that. So this is where, I don't know if it already had splitted, but this is definitely where it splits. And we have to make a decision.
That doesn't make you a Stormcloak. We're not just fighting Imperials. We're fighting to restore
And he's
Skyrim to
explaining
her
about
glory,
this,
to give her the king she deserves.
the Imperials and why there's a war.
That's the spirit.
And I finally
By
say I'm
swearing
ready
this oath,
to
you become one
make
of
the
us,
oath, take the
a
oath,
heroine of the
and
people,
become
a
an
true
official
daughter of
Stormcloak
Skyrim, a
person,
Stormcloak.
fighter,
Repeat
warrior,
after me.
whatever.
I do swear my blood and honor to the service of Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm and true High King of Skyrim. As Talos is my witness, may this oath bind me to death and beyond. Even to my lord, as to my fellow brothers and sisters in arms. All hail the Stormcloaks, the true sons and daughters of Skyrim.
And now it's official.
You're one of us, which means you get to tag along.
And there is another quest available
And here,
in the
you're a Stormcloak
war
now.
against the
You ought
Imperials.
to look the part.
Oh, and he says, by the way, here's your Stormcloak cuirass, gauntlets, and a helmet, and boots, if you want to look like an official Stormcloak. So, you know, you can either dump all of that, or you, at some point, if you're an enchanter, you can enchant it. And I don't know that I've ever... See, I failed joining the Legion, so it's either one or the other. So, you know, at that point, you're no longer able to, as far as I know, you can't switch sides. Maybe you can. So anyway, regarding the armor, I've never gotten into enchanting very much. I kind of have been watching a couple of playthroughs where people really got into it right in the beginning, and I just never really have. I know you can make really super powerful weapons and armor that are, as far as I know, you can make them way more powerful than anything you can find. So I don't know. Again, since I play on such a easy level, it's not really much of an issue for me. I suppose if I was deciding to play on a much harder level, then enchanting would be an extremely important thing to get my character up to speed. So, again, we're having more conversation with Galmar, and
Deny Talos? No. I will have no part of any such.
I don't know. I guess we're having further conversation about the Imperials and Skyrim. You know, in Oblivion, that was a very important part of that game. So you're kind of questioning that. So again, the next quest that we have in this part of the story is about the Jagged Crown. And he's going to Corvinyard, I'm not sure how you say that, to find a jagged crown that he thinks is there and bring it back to the Jarl. And so the Stormcloaks have already gathered there, and our next quest is to meet Galmar outside there, so that we can join on the search for the Jagged Crown. And at this point, I decided we're not going to further that yet. We've got other things that I wanted and needed to do, so we're going to uncheck that quest here in a moment. But I did want to let you know that that's the next piece in it.
The crown is made from the bones and teeth of ancient dragons, and it is said to contain a portion of the power of every.
And he gives you a
king
long
who is
explanation about what the Jagged Crown is.
Who would dare deny Ulfric's claim when the legendary Jagged Crown?
Galmar is
sits
so
upon his
loyal
brow?
to the Jarl that he will stop at nothing to make sure he's the next king. He believes that in the depth of his soul that this is the right thing to do. He's very passionate.
But legend holds his body was secretly returned to Skyrim and buried with the crown. Its exact whereabouts lost in the following wars of succession. Through sources that shall remain nameless, I've tracked down what I believe to be the final resting place of King Borgas, Corvinjun. If the crown exists, it will be there. Aye, the great hunt killed old King Borgas.
Do you anticipate danger?
Gods only
That's
know
such a
with
stupid
what
question.
profane arts those elves
It makes you
cursed
sound like a chicken. But if you want to ask all, if you want to do all dialogue with someone, sometimes you have to ask something that sounds so stupid. Of course there's danger there. Why else are all the other stormcloaks there gathered around? But, okay, we asked the stupid newbie sounding question. And you can see where it's at. It's it's south of Dawnstar, and I just wasn't ready to go there yet, in that part of the world. I wanted to double check where the spoon was. It's in Ivestad, and then I want to look where those books are. And we're not too far from where those stolen books are that we need to get for the Mage College. It's at Fellglow Keep, and so that looks like that would be our next destination. And I was kind of looking, okay, that there's the couple things, we can again fast travel to certain places, but I'm never looking at this map as far as fast traveling. I'm looking at the map as far as how far do I have to go with my horse and Mercurio. So we get outside here. I want to do a double check of my weapons and armor. That staff is completely out of charge, and I have some soul gems. That staff is the one I like the most so far. I have a few soul gems, but not very many, and it doesn't get us very far. I think the staff of flames is pretty charged up, and then my other staff, I just used the rest of the soul gems that I have to charge it as much as I can. But that's all we have for now. So once the charges are gone from that staff, then we have to switch to something else. Double checking the armor to make sure that I have pretty much the best armor on for me at this time. And I'm wearing a ring. I've got some boots on. There's our stone cloak cuirass. That does us really no good. The restoration one, the destruction one is the one I'm choosing to wear right now because it does help our Magicka regenerate 50% faster. Plus, we use destruction mostly for our magic, so that's good. So we're in pretty good shape here. And then I got to thinking, and again, there's all kinds of quests here that we can pick up, and I keep putting it off, but I wasn't quite ready. But then I remembered a couple things. I was pretty sure that tucked away back here somewhere, there was some kind of a mage shop, and I wasn't sure if they sold potions or what. But I wanted to double check it and come back here and look. And there's also a little boy that's back here that he's I think he's an orphan. Yeah, here's this shop I was looking for. It's called Used Wares. And I think I'm not sure if this person may buy things that you shouldn't be having, like stolen things. I'm not sure. But it looks like that he has a wide variety of things that he buys and sells. So at this point, it's like, okay, let's see what else we can get rid of that we don't want or need. And I check heavy stuff first, then which is your weapons, the apparel. I've got a lot of these extra armor from the Seducer guys that we killed, and I'm watching his gold go down. He didn't seem to have a ton, but it's enough to get rid of a few items and clear some of this out. I mean, that probably should have been worth a little more. Sometimes I sell things for less just to get them out of my pack. He's got 70 left. So I double check these scrolls that I have. They're worth 85. I really don't want to sell them for 70. I'm just looking through to see. Oh, there's a couple amethysts, so we can get rid of one. And at this point, see, this is a good guy to sell things like the Deathhound collars. So while he doesn't have a ton of gold on him, this is a place I need to remember. And when I'm trying to sell stuff, I need to come back here. So I was glad I found that. So that was one thing I was looking for. And I was also looking for that little boy that I know that is up around here somewhere. And it seems to me it has something to do with the Dark Brotherhood. And so that's why I'm back here looking for him. And then all of a sudden this little girl runs up. And she says, "Lady, would you buy some flowers?" And out of my way, kid. Oh my gosh, who would say that to a little girl that's selling flowers? So I check and see, try to check and see. Sometimes I hate it when you click on something and it takes you somewhere else. So I wanted to see her ingredients. What does she have? Does she have any fire salts? Doesn't matter. She had some flowers. So we're going to buy one just because it seems like the right thing to do.
Stop by again.
Stop by again. Okay, honey. So I felt pretty good about that, about buying a flower from the little girl. So what I'm doing is looking for where I thought that little boy was. Because we do need to, there's something that has to do with Riften, and it kind of starts with that little boy. And so I'm kind of wandering around here looking for him. So sorry about that, but I couldn't remember. And it was that house there to the left. And I think it was this little boy right here.
Doing the Black Sacrament, trying to summon the Dark Brotherhood.
Huh? Oh, Grimbar. Always with the nonsense. No, of course
And then what I didn't catch is that they are talking about the little boy that I need to talk to. And I should have marked it. I should have grabbed this quest on my quest list and marked it, but I didn't. So, regardless, it's on there. When I go back later, I'll remember that I didn't mark it and find it. But they are having this conversation about Aventus, Aralino, whatever it is. That's who I had been looking for, and I didn't realize that I actually had found what I needed. But I thought,
do you know my father? His name is Torsten.
yeah, this little boy wasn't the right one. I thought it was, and I was very confused by what had happened. But I realized that I had this Arvenus, or whatever his name is. He's the one that's doing things he shouldn't be doing, but he's also the one that helps us further the get in touch with the the Dark Brotherhood, or whatever it is.
All the Argonians at the docks are nice to me. Good thing too. My father would run them off.
And I knew that house. I thought, that house is it. And if I had clicked the proper quest marker, it would have told me it was. But that's okay. We will be back here many thousands of hundreds of thousands of times. We'll be able to pick that one up. But at this point, I decided let's figure out what we're doing. We had a level up here, so now we are level. We were only level 4, so we are going to do level 5. We're going to bump our health up a little bit. And then I just thought, okay, I've got 2 perks to use. What am I going to use them on? I already have dual casting, which gives us more power when you wield the same one in your hands. But I don't have enough destruction skill to really pick anything else that I would want. These are things some of these we'll pick up later, but we're not a high enough skill level yet. So destruction is not anything I can do, so no perks for that. And I'm thinking, okay, what else do I use the most? What can I do? Well, Novice Restoration takes one of our perks, and I decide go for it. I just wasn't sure how much longer we'd be using Novice Restoration. That's why I get stuck with which perks to use, which ones that will help us. I took a look, just glancing here a little bit. I keep trying to select speech, and it's like, quit going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Haggling. So I thought, do I really want to use my 1 perk on haggling? I said, no, I don't. I gave up. So you saw that I still have a perk to use. I'm going to save my game before I make any other stupid mistakes. And it's time to go find those books. So I'm double checking my location, double checking where I am. double checking how to get there. So on our way we go. We've accomplished what we wanted to accomplish here in Windhelm. It's time to move on. You know, sometimes riding my horse is so crazy and the controls are so weird. So I almost fell off this bridge. It's like, okay, wait, stop. The controls are just a little bit on the funky side. Fortunately, I did an autosave as soon as I walked out of the big doors of Windhelm, so it would have autosaved to that spot right there, and I would have been able to save myself. But I would have been really mad if I had fallen off the bridge because the horse controls are a little bit weird. Trying to turn around in a small space, you can really cause yourself a problem. So we're going to head off and see if we can't find that a keep, I think, that we're headed to find some stolen books for the Mages Guild. So I believe we're headed in the right direction, and right then a dragon flies overhead, but I can't see it on my horse, but you could see the shadow on the ground. So it's like, oh, there was a dragon just went by. Okay, we're going to skip the dragon for now and see if we can't find our way. In theory, there shouldn't be any wolves right here because we killed them on our way back just a few minutes ago. I guess it wasn't a few minutes because we stayed the night in the inn, but I don't see any along here, so I was kind of glad for that. They get old really fast, jumping off your horse to kill a couple of wolves for almost no gold. So finding this keep proves to be a bit of a pain in the neck. I'm headed, as you can see, I'm actually on a road, or at least I think I'm on a road, and I'm following my marker. And in theory, I thought I should go to the north side of this mountain and swing around. But again, I'm trying to follow the marker, and mountains in this game are kind of a pain in the neck because some of them you can ride over, and some of them you can't. You end up having to backtrack or whatever. Oh, I did notice I saw an iron ore vein, and again, as I mentioned to you many times, I am going to be stopping along and getting some ore. It just takes a minute, and it's going to save us money, which when we start putting our house together, we're going to need quite a bit. So I'm trying not to spend the money. I could have popped the ore on the horse at that time, but I thought, nah, let's just get going. We've got a ways to go, ways to go before we sleep, or a ways to go until we dive into our next location. So I decided just to go ahead and head towards the keep that we need to go to.
There's a cave here.
And we discovered another cave. We're going to skip the cave. And I find that, okay, I think I'm not headed in my right direction. I think I want to go more north, and I'm headed south. I start getting typically lost Rhiannon again. But we're going to get there sooner or later.
You'll be so much easier to rob when you're dead.
Oh, I saw a bandit that attacked us, so I thought maybe we should take care of that. Ooh, nice. Making sure there's a couple more. So, alright. I wasn't going to kill you guys, but since you attacked us, we're going to go ahead and see if we can't take care of you. And I was able to get him from that distance. And I really should have put my staff away, because I don't have any way to recharge it. And I probably can use it better later in different, aside from killing bandits. So I really should switch my switch my hands to do the flame spell that we are still relying on. So I'm trying to head kind of west, and I decided to gallop a little bit faster. I really want to run by these wolves. I really don't want to stop again to kill wolves again. So I'm just trying to get around this mountain to get to the keep as fast and most direct way possible. And notice that we come across something here, and it's like I come up close to it so I want it to show up on my map, And I guess I'm at a backside or something, and I don't know what it is, so it's like, okay, whatever. Let's just keep going. Let's try to stay focused, people. That was what I was thinking. Talking to myself, of course. So now we're kind of wandering around the woods, which is never a safe thing to do. Who knows what's in the woods? And I know that the water, I want to kind of go along the water for a little bit, and of course then we're attacked by more wolves. And I decide, okay. It's like, where the heck is Macario? And then I realized, oh, he had another one back over here. Okay. Dude. I love my horse standing there on the ice. That's kind of cool. So I decided to like move down a little bit, a little further before we hop on our horses again. I want to kind of get back and see. I see there's a path there. It's like, okay, good. I found a path. So let's get on these horses and get on with it. And I notice if you look on the top up there, you can see the mammoth icons. They put the mammoth icons there because mammoths, more importantly, their giant keepers will kill you. So you can run around them or past them, no problem, but they are really tough if you decide to hang around. So I kind of sidetrack them as much as possible. I really don't want to be attacked by giants. And something's after me, or I think something was after me. That's what happens. You see my horse slow down. It means something's attacking. So I can either ignore it, run, or let Macario deal with it. Sometimes I just run out of patience and let Macario deal with it, especially if it's like a wolf or something. So again, we're not lost yet. In my typical fashion, I'm kind of headed in the right direction. I can see, I think I need to go up over this hill, and I think I can do it in a direct manner. That's my thinking at this time. Let's just keep going straight. And then I thought, you know what? We might want to save here, just in case, because it had not saved since we had left Windhelm. So I take off sprinting as quickly as I can, hopefully avoiding the wolves, and head towards the keep that we need to get to for the lost books. And there was I missed some ore there, but that's okay. At this point, I'm just like, oh, I just want to get there. So it's directly south of where we are sitting on our horse right now. It's like, okay, directly south, would have to go around. So I decided to swing around a little bit here to hopefully not have to climb a mountain. I hate it when I have to climb a mountain to get somewhere and it's not a known path, because a lot of times Macario won't follow me. He will go around the mountain, and it's a good way to get him to lose him. So irregardless, I finally find it. This is the keep we were trying to find that has the books that we need. In the meantime, a fire atronach is there. And it's like, okay, I want to kill this for a couple of reasons. First off, fire doesn't hurt her, idiot, so I had to use my staff that's not fire-oriented. There's a couple things here that are firing at us and shooting at us, and I don't even see part of it. There's a wolf there. There's a couple of magic users that are attacking. And I'm using up my wand completely, which just so sucks, but that's okay. We will eventually figure it out. And I want to run up here and see what was attacking us, and he's still killing things. And I know there's things to pick up around here, so I'm just kind of running around looking frantically. I definitely want those fire salts, so I've got to find that dead fire atronach. So I'll just pick up a couple things that I see while running around frantically, and like, yes, there it is. Fire atronach, fire salts. That gives us 4 out of 10. So I know it's a weird thing, but I want to get to the point of getting that because we can have some things happen there. Okay, I'm still looking at my quests and which ones we're doing and making sure I'm on track. I'm constantly triple checking myself because I get so forgetful about where I was going, what I was doing, and you get too many markers on your compass and you get completely lost. So I was looking for leather strips. I thought there might have been some there.
These wizards are mad.
And there's a trap right there, so I want to be careful. Really don't want to step on a bear trap.
What is it?
And there's Ice Mage in here. Apprentice Ice Mage. And we've got Frostbite Spiders. That one looked pretty cool, flying off the stairs. You really got to pay attention when they're using wards because I can't hurt them when they're using their ward. Okay. So that thing's finally dead. So I switched to my flames. So I have a the flames spell and a staff of flames. So I've got flames and flames at this point. And some leather strips. Wonderful. And we've got some soul gems. And what I'm looking here is for any skill books. And potions, of course. Just double checking myself to make sure that there wasn't something that we needed here. Double checking my location, keeping in mind that I'm trying to find. I don't want it to go to Skyrim. I should have unchecked that one. Because that would confuse me. Gotta watch out for the trap. It's like, okay, that would shoot something. And old dungeon crawler tip is to follow your right hand. So that's one way you can go to every room and everything in a dungeon is you just follow the right hand wall. And if you do that, in theory, you will hit most of a dungeon. So that's what I was doing. It's like, okay, I know I need to go that direction, but first I want to follow my right hand, which I did and picked up something there. I want to set off that trap. And then I heard a conjurer say, what's that? So there's a conjurer in here somewhere. And we find him. There he is. And I really shouldn't have done what I did running that staff down, but habit and hands. It's which hand do I use? It's again, my hands are switched. Left is right and right is left. So it's very frustrating. I get confused which is which, and I don't know why that is. I suppose I should go in here and change the settings. So there's all of these people or something inside these cages. And at this point, I don't know what it is till I get closer, and then I realize it is a, come on, show me. It's a vampire fledgling. And I have absolutely no desire to become a vampire, and I have no desire to let them out. I don't know what they're going to do. So, and they're not standing up begging to get out. There's an emerald worth a lot of gold. So I was very excited when I found that. But I have no desire to let those things out. I don't know what they'll do. Will they attack me? So I'll just kind of look here and see what I can get. I just got 29 gold, and I'm picking up everything I possibly can that will help us on our journey. Checking for clothes. Don't need any of that. Cheap dagger. I decided I'm just going to leave those vampires where they are. And just in case I'm going to save. It auto-saved when we walked in, but hadn't saved since. So, open the door and what we got? We got something that would probably keep us here. I'll try to. And a quick look around and make sure everything's dead that needs to be dead. And then it's time to... Oh, there's somebody else. A novice storm mage. So head back and check the table and look around, see what we can find. I don't see any valuable books here. Check the alcoves.
What some call devotion to the dark arts, I call foolishness.
And checking the dead things laying around. You never know, we find something good. And I'm not super... A staff of zombies is worth a lot. I won't use it, but it's worth a lot, so we'll take it. And I'm still only about half my weight. But I don't... At this point, I don't know how much more we have to go. And I hate having to resort and, you know, dump stuff because I'm getting overloaded. So I'm kind of being selective here just because I don't know how far we got to go. But I will pick up a child's doll. And we'll find out later why. So at this point, I think that we've pretty much searched the room pretty well. And we need to, I want to double check myself to make sure that we didn't miss something, and because we need to move on. But sometimes I double back and I forget that I've already checked a certain area, but that's okay. At this point, I'm glad I did, because on top of that thing right there was a healing potion, which we are so short on. So then I think, well, did I miss something over here? I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. And I had missed a soul gem. And when I see something I've missed, then it makes me think I missed the whole thing. What else have I missed here? So I just do a double check. Check and double check. Well, there's another thing we need to take care of.
Did you hear something? Go, boys!
Take care of that.
Please.
Get a little gold there. And so I'm picking up these robes. They're worth 55. I know I won't get much for them. At some point I'll quit picking them up. And I'll make a determination on what do I cut off. You know, how much do I cut off at a certain point. And there's some wolves. Never-ending battle of wolves. They are everywhere. So we got Orthorn begging to get out.
Help me. Yes. Did Archmage Arin send you? He sent you to
Rescue?
me, didn't he?
No.
What?
We're here for the books, you thief.
Oh dear. I shouldn't have taken them. I know it
Never
was
happen
stupid.
again.
I
I promise.
It won't happen again. Help me get out of here, and I'll help you find them. Please.
And so it's
I don't have them
optional to
anymore.
free him.
She took them. The collar.
You can
She's
leave
the
him
one
in
who
here to
put me
rot.
in here. Please, let me out of here. They threw me in
And he
here
says
until
that
were ready to use
they were
me
going
in
to
one
use
of
him
their
for an experiment.
experiments. This
Maybe they
wasn't
were.
supposed to happen.
Maybe they weren't. We don't
They
know.
wanted my help, not to use me as a test subject.
Let me ask him again. Where is the key?
No, it's the levers in the center there. Just make sure
And he
you don't
explains
pull
that
the
there's
wrong one.
levers there in the middle of the room there,
I don't like being
and
here.
pulling the right one would let him
Don't
out.
leave me here.
So I double check here to make sure that there's nothing else in the other cages that I might want. I didn't see anything. So now I have to make a decision. Let him out
Far ahead.
or not. So before I make a decision, I'll come over here and check and see if there's anything of value that we can use. Ah, more leather strips. Yes. I'm a leather strip holic. And I want to save right before I do it. Just in case. And I'm pretty sure this middle one is what lets him out. And we pull it, and yes, it opened. So we can have a brief conversation
Thank
here.
you. Thank you. I promise I'll help. And then I'll go back to the college and I'll beg them to let me back in. Yes, of course. I said I'd tell you, didn't I? The caller will have them. She was most interested in one of the volumes. Although not interested enough to keep me from being locked up. Oh, you've saved me. Thank you so much. Who knows what they'd have done to me if you hadn't come along. I promise I'll help you get out of here.
See, we only had the option to say I don't want your help.
Ah, I see. Well, then I'll just stay behind you a little bit and follow along quietly.
And they're like, no, you should just get out of here.
Don't you need my
And then we have the many options here. When I do it on my own, we have many of them. And I debated which one, and so I say, fine, you can
I shall
help.
do my best.
So what I think that does, choosing that one, is we get into a fight, then we get some help. And so I thought, okay, why not? I mean, I don't think he'll try to kill me. So we got to continue on here so that we can figure out. We called this person, this woman, a caller. I'm not sure what it was or who it was, but that's who we need to find. That's who supposedly has the books. Why? We still don't know. Oh, and we found some more mages. They're actually practicing, so they aren't looking at us.
I knew it. Never should have.
I was trying to kill Orthorn's fire mage, or fire Atronach. What a noob. So here I was just trying to decide which one to use. And I end up with stabs in each hand because I accidentally click left or right, and like I said, I get so confused sometimes. But I wanted to make sure that I had, so I ended up with only a staff and no magery in my hand. That was so stupid. And I got frazzled. I thought maybe sparks would be better. I couldn't remember if this was a fire mage. Yeah, this is a fire mage, so you need sparks. And my hands are still all messed up here. I can't punch somebody out. There. Staff in my right hand and a spell in the left. That's what I was trying to achieve. And really, I should have just done the fire flame spell on both hands at this point and save my staff, since I don't have hardly any filled soul gems. So just checking these two mages that were practicing.
Why did I ever come here?
And double check and see if we got anything in here we can use. We don't need food. 10 leather strips. It's like they heard me begging for leather strips. I don't remember ever finding so many in one place, and I think that happened a couple of times in this particular keep. I found stacks of them.
Necromancers. Be careful.
So apparently, or whatever his name is saying we're headed in the right direction.
I like the looks of this.
And there's a bunch of skeletons here. I know that there's a necromancer here. So we are getting extra help here, so we can kind of stay back and just watch.
I hope there aren't any more. Why did I ever come here?
Just want to make sure we're not missing any gold. Gold is gold, you know. And there would probably would have been a whole bunch more things attacking you on a much harder level. And there's a skeleton that you missed. So skeletons kind of disintegrate when you hit them. Okay. That was a book worth 49. It was a spell tomb, right? Yes, it was a spell tomb. So while I probably never use that spell, I don't want to waste it. I don't want to not use it, if that makes sense. And I know I needed to go the other way, but I wanted to check in here. I'm glad I did. We've got a nice little chest here with some good stuff, good value stuff. Ten more leather strips. So I think that's really interesting. I don't recall finding leather strips like that. I don't know if that's something that got added to the game when they updated from the anniversary edition. I'm not sure. So we're headed in the right direction. We are going into the whatever it is, keep. The Fellglow Keep. And we're getting closer and closer to those books. And whoever might be having those books. And there's something there. We get a couple of somethings. Some more novice mages here. And I'm sure that you're seeing I'm absolutely a terrible fighter. I know I don't fight very well. And that's okay. That's why I play on easy, so that I don't die over and over again. And here is another book. That was a conjuration increase. So that's cool. And I debated on, I found out that you can't, I thought that maybe you could save them for later use, but you can't take them until you open them. So I'm sure that what the live stream that I saw that mentioned saving them for later means don't read them, leave them where they are. And that's what I think anyway. I just don't think you could take it without opening it and reading it. So, I don't know that I'll do that. I saw someone in there. I thought, you guys take care of that person. I'm doing such a bad job. And they did a pretty good job before they backed off. And that one takes off running. Like, where the heck are you going? So I'm like, okay, you guys go take care of all that. I'm going to check for stuff here. Got another healing potion. So that's good. We're starting to get a few that we could use in case we need them for later. And later on, I don't need them at all. It just seems to be... Here lately, I've been needing them a lot. So... That's okay. We got about as much as we absolutely positively need.
Someone there.
And then I realized that I'm getting a little bit lost. I got turned around, I think. But that's okay, we'll find. And then I find I'm accidentally picking up crap. So we'll get rid of the crap here in a little bit. I'm not overloaded or even close to being overloaded. But I see something is shooting at us from above. And I want to check here. Oh yes, some extra magicka. Moon sugar. Thought that's interesting. What's that for? We'll take it. Maybe we'll find out. Check the books. Looking for potions. Yes. Okay, now what was shooting at us up above? And is it already dead? Don't know. Rolls of paper. What in the world would we use rolls of paper for? Is it a usable thing? Or is it like the linen wraps that are completely useless? Do you know? If you do, tell me. Unusual gem. Yes, that's our first unusual gem. And that's kind of a new quest in our quest log that we'll look at. Just checking around. There's a soul gem up here. It's like, come on, there's another soul gem in there. If you can just get it positioned just right to get it. There we go. And down below there's some quicksilver ingots. We can use those for our house. And there's some glass. Glass is also used for your house. So I went ahead and tucked that away for later. Taking another look where we need to go. This is a dead end right here. That's okay, I had some useful stuff. So I'm trying to figure out where we're supposed to go. And so the wooden door is barred from the other side. It's like, okay, so how do I get there? Aha. Storm novice mages. He takes off running too. I find that really interesting that they take off running. Usually creatures don't run from you. Why is he running? He's a scaredy cat. Nice gold necklace, some gold. That was worth looking. And that little satchel. No important books here. This fire atronach is really it's annoying. It's frustrating me because I can't get anything if I kill it. More paper. I'm just trying to get unlost here. That goes to Skyrim, and we don't want to go that way. That goes out. And we definitely don't want to go out. So I'm just double checking to see if I've missed a way, you know, like a hallway or something. I know there's a way into where we need to be. I'm just not sure where it is.
Someone there.
Aha!
The library is just
And
here.
Orthorn confirms that that was the correct way to go. And then we get attacked by all of these novice mages up here, and he called it a library or something. So I'll let them take care of that while I'm checking for goodies. There's another spell tomb. Other useless stuff. Oh, here's a 55. Yes, another destruction increase from a book. So that was good. That was a good find. And I'm just looking to make sure, I'm not sure the way I needed to go, and I was correct. I would needed to go back the other way. There should be another pathway or a door. Yeah, this is the way we need to go. Yes, I confirmed it. Let's go. Let's don't continue to be lost. Checking useless barrels. And it's like, okay, now that I know where I'm at, let's maybe save. You're supposed to save a lot more often than I've been saving. I'll get mad here after a bit when I get killed when I don't intend to. Yeah, a little boy's tunic. We'll take one of those for use later. Wooden doors. What we got in here? And we find a little chest. And we had a petty soul gem with a soul in it. So that was good. We'll be able to use that.
Watch what you're doing.
I kept thinking that was a friendly one, but it wasn't a friendly one. It was attacking us. So that's like, yay! And then it should leave a pile, and it should give us some fire salts. So by the way, they explode. Fire salts! That gives us 5 of 10. Yay! We're getting closer to what we need. And I'm backing up, and I'm like, okay, what do we got here? There's a door with a lock on it. Maybe it'd be, obviously, for the most part, and there's a door with a lock on it. You don't have to go that way. But why not? We got 28 lockpicks. Let's give it a try. I don't know what our skill. Its skill's 17.5. So why not? And lockpicking increased. So we'll go in here and see if there's anything that was worth our lockpick. I suppose it depends on what you're looking for. Sweet rolls. Long-running gag. With the Elder Scrolls. And there's a secondary room with a secondary chest. That's locked. And I picked up a basket by mistake, and then I know what I was trying to pick up was the leather strips, but I picked up a basket by mistake. And I thought, okay, now it's time to dump some of this stuff that I did not mean to pick up. That I picked up like a cast iron pot. I mean, I didn't mean to pick that up. They're like maybe 3 things or 4 things that I picked up by mistake. I thought now it's time to maybe get rid of some of these things that we don't need. It's just taking up space. We got plenty of room, but you know, why not? Let's lighten the load just a little bit. So we have 23 leather strips so far, so we're doing pretty good on that. And I may have some on the horse too. I don't know. We'll check next time. Got a couple spells tombs, but I'm pretty confident that we've already got those in our repertoire. Tankard, yeah, I think there were 4 things, so that's okay. Got rid of a few things. A couple pieces of gold. Sure, why not? At this point, I like, let's just get on with it. Let's get where we need to go.
I've got to get out of here.
I'm pretty sure we are just about there. I just saw a marker on the door. It says, yeah, this is the place. So, double check everything. Small levels, spikes or sparks. Okay, this is the ritual chamber.
So
the
you're one
caller.
barged into my home and
She's
laid
not
waste
happy
to
that
my
we are
projects.
here.
How nice
And she's
to
being
meet
so
you.
polite.
Names no longer matter. You may refer to me as the caller. Now, do you have a reason for making such a mess?
She's so nice about the fact we just killed all of
So
her
you're just
novice
one of
mages.
Orin's lackeys. That's disappointing. You show real promise. You come here, kill my assistants, disrupt my work. You've annoyed me, so I don't think I'll be giving you anything.
But I gotta have the books.
Oh,
And yes,
now
I'm being
we're all
polite
pleased
because I'm
and
hoping
thank
that
you, are we? I'm
being
afraid
polite.
we're well beyond pleasantries. I'll allow you
And
the
now she's
opportunity
saying,
to
you
turn
can just
around.
leave. You can
Walk
go out the door
that
and I won't kill you.
never come back.
And I suggest you move
I
quickly.
suggest you move quickly.
But we're not going to go away that easy. We tell her, we gotta
Are
have
you
the books.
attempting to threaten me after I've been so
I wasn't really threatening her, I'm not leaving
Well,
without the
then you
books.
won't be leaving here at all.
Oops.
What was that?
I guess pleasantries are over and she's decided she's going to kill us. And she's not going to kill us. And there's 3 of us that took her down. And she conjured up some things, but we took her down, no problem. So we're gonna go collect these books. That one got knocked off the table. Or off the pedestal there. We're gonna chew another fire salt. That's 6. Getting closer. And she's got a key. And that's it. She's got some robes worth a little bit and a key. The key we need. Man book number 2. And the 3rd book's on the center. Take that, and now we've got all the books we need to return to the college.
Well,
At this point, I'm just kind of looking and saying, okay, what else did we intend to do in this area? What else did we want to do today while I'm still playing? So just kind of going over where things are, where I'm at, and make a decision. To me, it's about time management. When I first started playing, and for the first 11 or 10 years that this game was out, I was working. So I had very little time for gaming at all. Big family, full-time job, and it was, so my time was really limited. So when I did play, I tried to maximize my time. And because I don't like to fast travel, I really needed to organize what quests I was working on at any given time, try to centralize everything in a certain part of the map. And I've never stopped with that behavior. I still do it, obviously. So, sorry, I had to clear my throat there. So I decided that I'm going to go ahead with the main or something. I think it was the next mage quest. And so he started to run off. I said, hey, wait a minute. What are you doing?
you will be going
And
back to the college then.
he's just a chicken. He's like, I think I'm going to go hide out and wait a while before I return back. So I don't know if he ever does or not.
give certain parties a chance to forget what
They're
I
gonna.
did.
You think that
Still, you've got me out of that cage,
the
and I
the
won't
library
forget.
guy, or whatever
Thank you
his name
again.
is, that he's gonna forget that you stole books and ran off? I do not think so. Good luck with that, buddy. And with the key that we had gotten, it took us through the door that had been barred from the other side. I was like, where am I at? I was like, oh, okay, I know where I'm at, because that was the door that was barred. At least I think I know where I'm at. And of course I got turned around. I mean, what would be a gameplay day if without getting lost? Rhiannon is lost all the time, on a regular basis. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm right back where I started. And Orthorn ran out. This was a separate location that I hadn't seen. I didn't remember opening that door, but I had not been back here. That door was open, and I came back here and I was like, holy crap, look at all this stuff. Madness ore. I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is. And some really good staves. We'll take them. Why not? A little stash of gold. There's 20 gold sitting there. There's some soul gems. I was very excited. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even. This door was open, so I don't know if I opened it by mistake, if I got turned around. I don't know why this door was open and I didn't see it. Irregardless, we're going to take some potions here and load up on everything we possibly can of use, and then make our way out here in a minute. I went to check, make sure it's in the corner. Nope, it's a tomato in the corner. I guess if you need to eat, that would be important. So I decided that we're gonna go this direction instead. And why not go out the door that was barred, which I thought I had gone out the door that was barred. I had not. It's like, okay. Where am I? Am I lost? No, I'm in Skyrim. I'm out of the keep. Back outside. I'm trying to make up my mind if I'm going to head over where I marked on my, I'm trying to decide where I'm at and where I'm headed, and if I really wanted to go there. I'm just trying to look around and see anything else that make sure I didn't miss something. I probably did, but I'm looking around anyway. Like, oh yeah, the mammoths and the giants. I kind of want to avoid all those. And I've got a disease. Wonderful. Because I am pretty confident I don't have any cure disease potions. Which is crazy. How could I not have any cure disease potions? Bad luck. We need to remedy that situation as soon as possible. And we're in the cold yet again. We're headed in the right direction. we think. You see that dragon on your compass, that generally means that you're around a dragon mound where the dragons pop out of them. I don't know if we know that yet, but that's what that is. So it kind of gives you a heads up if you're looking for dragons and gives you a heads up if you're trying to avoid dragons. I was looking around that area there because there were a whole bunch of dead mammoths right there. I thought it was a curious area there. I probably should have hopped off. I think we need a couple of mammoth tusks for our house, and I don't think we found any yet. But we'll be looking for them, and I really hate to try to kill them because if you do, the giants come after you, and then you just got a mess on your hand. At that point, I thought it was a wolf attacking something we needed to kill, and I realized it was neither. It was a dog and something else, and I didn't want to go talk to him. I thought, no, we don't need to do any of that. I'm also figuring out that where we're going, in between where we're going and where we are, there are no towns that we could sell stuff. We would have to go to a major town first before, if we wanted to unload. And we're pretty, you know, we got a lot of stuff, and by the time we get where we're going to be pretty loaded down. So sometimes when I'm in an area, it's like, am I going to be running over hills, mountains? What do I got ahead of me? I'll run ahead before calling for my horse, because sometimes it's easier just to run ahead a little bit than it is to hop on my horse and do whatever. So that's what I had done. Just ran ahead a little bit and then called for my horse. I would never have done that if I didn't have the convenient horses mod where you can call your horse, because then you have to go back and get it. So it's a magical horse call. There's I thought that was a dragon mound on the left, but it's not. That's what I thought when I passed it. Oh, dragon mound, but I don't think it is. I think it's like a dungeon or something. So I'm just gonna head in my direction that I think I need to go in. Trying to be careful that I don't fall off a cliff by mistake. Oh, a wolf. Do I have the patience to deal with it? No, I don't. I have found a road, though. And I'm just trying to decide, you know, which way should I be going on this road. I like to stay on roads if I can, but obviously you've seen me wander off. And it's like, getting, you know, do I want to get lost? Do I want to head to a big town? I'm just trying to figure out where I want to go at this point. And I got something attacking me again. And I decided to ignore it again. That happens when I get more and more tired on my playtime. It's like, ugh. And I also have found that if I start fast traveling like a couple of times, that tells me I'm too tired to be playing. And if I do that, then I'll just stop because I don't want to fast travel, but I'm doing it because I'm tired. That means it's time to do something else, like anything else. Get out of my computer chair and go do something else. So far I was okay, and I wanted to get to my next location if I could before I stopped, so that's why I'm still trudging along, heading to who knows where. I slowed down because I didn't want to jump off the mountain. Been there and done that. And I thought, okay, this is interesting. It looks like a couple of saber-toothed tigers, and I was afraid he would attack, and so I slowed down just in case, and he didn't. I also thought about jumping out and checking those tigers, and a little bit too tired. And up ahead we've got wolves. And so let's go ahead and take care of them. So there's 3. I don't know where Mercurio is at this point. So I killed those 3 myself. There he is. Pop. Okay. So it's like, okay, what's my direction? Where am I going? Before I call my horse. I knew I wanted to head north-ish, so that's why I was kind of running up here. It looks like the poor little fox saw his demise. And then I realized I'm coming up on a dead mammoth and a giant. I thought, you know what, before we do something stupid, because I've been killed by giants more times than I care to admit, I want to check this mammoth right here and get the tusk. That's why I did. That's why I saved. That's why. And then I took off. Zoom. Let's get out of here before he comes after me. So I got myself a tusk. I don't remember how many I need. I know I need at least one. So I grabbed it. And eventually we'll store that in our horse for later usage. So mission accomplished. Should have saved right there, but I didn't. I think we're safe for the moment, which is the foolish thing to say. So we're on a road. There's a fort right there in the way. And I think I remembered that this is a place I don't necessarily want to stop. But I will run past it really quickly. And of course they try to attack you. But if you run fast, yeah, the bandits are there. And I didn't want to deal with them. I didn't want to deal with any more bandits or anything else. I just wanted to get where I wanted to be. And so I decided to sprint my horse for a while. Which is a fast run that you can do on your horse. And it gets me kind of out of the way of the bandits. Closer to where I want to be. And apparently there's more mammoths up ahead on the right hand side. And what do we got here? What's it? Oh, wonderful. Frostbite spiders. I hate spiders. Oh, how I hate spiders. Any spiders. Thank you for killing them. They give you basically nothing. It's like, oh gosh. So I ran ahead a little bit. Call from my trusty steed. I know we're getting pretty close to where we want to be. So let's just get on with that. And there's something off to the right. It was probably another spider. And I'm ignoring it because I don't care. Oh, a dark elf. It says, oh, it's a dark elf. Okay. Mr. Dark Elf. You're the one that was attacking me, huh? Well, thank you very much. Ooh, human flesh. Nern root, though. Interesting. He had a Nern root. I found that to be very interesting. I usually don't use potions that target someone else. I don't really know how to use them. I ended up hurting myself. But when one is worth over 100 gold, I will go ahead and take it. Just because of the value. And I know I can sell them at shops that sell potions, so it's kind of a no-brainer. If I have the weight, then I'll go ahead and do that. And I'm looking and say, okay, we're getting close to where we need to be. Let's get on with it. But watch out for the giants that are up there on our left. A lot of giants in this area for some reason. Seems a strange place to be grazing your mammoths, but okay. It's like, oh no, not more wolves. Come on, give me a break. And I was able to sprint past them. Not sure about Mercurio. I don't know if he sprints when I do or not, because I can't see what happens when I sprint. And then I realize he's back there being attacked by the wolves. It's like, oh my goodness. I really don't want him to end up dead. Are they all dead? Yeah. And we'll check one. I don't know why. Wasting my time. It's like, let's get on with it. Come on. He keeps telling me there's horse equipment available. They have different saddles and things that you can use, and I don't know, I always settle on this. It's simple, basic, and it's easy to see. And I decided to sprint. There was a ruins we just passed, and so it recognized it Windward Ruins. But I don't care. I don't care about the wolves. Leave me alone. I just want to get where I'm trying to go, and the wolves are still attacking me. And then we pass some people, and they're like, help! They can kill the wolves. That's what happens when I get tired. I stop caring. And I'm really almost at the point of that. So, sorry. If I should have gone back and helped them, that would have been the right thing to do. And I can see that I'm getting close to my target here. It's to the west of where I'm standing. On the road still. Oh, come on. Thank you, Macario, for taking care of that wolf or two. And see how I jump ahead, that means whatever it is either wandered off or he's killed it. So we're good to go for now. You can fight when you're on your horse, but only with a sword. You can't use spells and magic. So that's why I don't fight while I'm on my horse, because I don't use swords. So I've gone off the path. I'm trying to head in the direction of my pointer, my compass mark, whatever you want to call it. But we are in the woods, off path. But I don't see any major mountains ahead of us. And I finally find where I want to be. And there's some things there that want to kill us. Bandits, of course. Bandits, that's okay. Oh, and there's some kind of mage, there's a necromancer there. A little bit of everything here. So this might be a really interesting place for us. Kill everything, take everything. Lockpicks, always necessary. We need those. Ash pile. Yeah, I'm just looking around, make sure we didn't miss anything.
Most bandits are cowards. These seem to be braver than most.
Yeah, I thought since the bandits had like a little camp here that we might double check. Sometimes you could find, you know, gold pouches. There was also another bandit I didn't see, but he didn't have anything. But, you know, look, sometimes there's chests here or whatever. But we are where we needed to be to for our next goal. And another guy's been dead here. Bandit's dead. Don't know why. Maybe we killed him, maybe we didn't. There's a chest here. Yeah, it's got some gold in it and some lockpicks. And it had some ingots. So we're going to take those ingots. And I'm just looking around to see if there's anything else that we could use. Skooma. I think we'll skip the skooma. And that's where we're going to leave it today. So thank you so much for this, for going on this journey with me. And we will pick up next time soon and continue our journey together. I hope you have a wonderful day, and don't forget to subscribe.